Hi everyone, Monk here and welcome back to another build video. This time I bring you my stamp decay build for no CP PvP and Battlegrounds. But first I would like to say thank you for all the support in the last few weeks and hope to get the same in coming time. Being new in YouTube community, your support really means a lot to me. So once again, if you do like the build and video, please do hit the like and subscribe button as well as the bell icon for future content. With that out of the way, let's get into the build details. Despite being one of the strongest class in PvP, I really had no time to play my DK, but in the last few weeks, after dusting it out, I can say the build I bring to you is a very balanced build in terms of damage, sustain or defense. I have extensively tested the build in Battlegrounds as well as open world no CP PvP, and it has been performing really nice. Also I should mention, if you are a new player who wants to learn PvP on a stamp DK, then this build is perfect for you as well, because the combination of gear and skills are really easy to master, and once you do that, there is no stopping you. In terms of difficulty, the build does have a learning curve, but it's not too steep. More time you spend playing the setup, easier it gets to manage your resources and getting the kills. So without any more delay, let's look at the stats. We are playing, of course, a Nord DK. The Ultigen and extra resistances are a perfect match for DK class and its passives. Other recommended classes will be Imperial for even more sustain and Orc for slightly better damage, but Nord is undoubtedly the best race for stamp DK. I should mention that these stats are fully buffed with weapon enchantment procs and continuous attack as well as in no champion point campaign. So when completely buffed, we have almost 22,000 health with 29,000 stamina and almost 2,000 stamina recovery. Our weapon damage is almost 5,000 and almost 9,000 penetration. I should also say that there is another damage booster through our set which is equivalent to almost 4,000 or 8,000 penetration depending on the situation, and you will see it when we look at the gear. Our resistances are 30,000 and 27,000 buffed on main bar, as well as we have another 5% damage mitigation on our defense bar, which is almost 3,600 extra resistances. So it makes us really tanky without sacrificing in terms of damage or sustain. We are using Warrior as our Mundstone, and we have Vampire as well, specifically for Undeath and Region passives. For food, we are using RTM Takeaway Broth, which gives us decent health, stam and stamina recovery. Next, we take a look at the skills. On main bar, we have Camo Hunter for extra crit, as well as Minor Berserk for 8% extra damage. This doesn't show up in the stats, but is really strong in combat. Then we have Noxious Breath for major fracture and decent upfront as well as dot damage. It also puts poison status on the enemy and helps us with our sustain. Dizzy Swing, our main spam build, and for off balance or sometimes stun if enemy was not already off balance. It might take some practice to use this skill, but in Battleground with your team also dishing out some damage, you would mostly skip the skill and go straight to our next skill, that is Executioner. Really strong and usually nets us a lot of kills if enemy wasn't dead already from our burst, that is Leap as our ultimate. Hands down one of the best ultimate in the game with a knockback and a gap closer. You can also use Onslaught if you're playing solo in open world PvP or Dawnbreaker or Smiting. As our last skill on the main bar, we have Rally for major brutality as well as a burst heal when really needed in a pinch. I would recommend to let it run as long as possible because the longer it goes, bigger the burst heal is. So keep this up all the time and use it when really needed. On the back bar, we have Volatile Armor for major resistances as well as some damage attached to it. Skill comes really handy with this 10-meter radius to pull out Night Blades from their stealth. Deep Slash to debuff the enemies with minor main as well as reduced movement speed. It's a really good AoE skill and work amazingly in group play such as in Battlegrounds. Next, we have Invasion for main gap closer and actually an opener with stun. Also deals decent damage, so you can see with Invasion as our opener followed by Deep Slash, we had already dished out decent damage as well as put the enemy on stun. And then we swap to the front bar and start our combo with Noxious Breath, Dizzy and Executioner. The last two skills on this bar are Vigor and Fragmented Shield. Make sure to use Fragmented Shield before using Vigor, as this gives us major mending and makes the Vigor even more strong. For ultimate on this bar, I'm using Spell Wall It does come handy sometimes when being pressured by multiple opponents and gives us time to do a few heavy attack or relocate us to a better position. You can also use temporal card here for another 8% damage reduction, but for me I prefer spell wall, for those tricky moments. If you have sustain issues, then you can also let go of deep slash and use meditate there. However, if you do manage your resources properly, you wouldn't be needing it. But in the beginning, as you go through the learning phase, feel free to use meditate. Now we get to the gear, which is really easy to get and you don't have to grind a lot or pay humongous amount of gold for it. The first set is of course Bloodspawn. There is no better alternative for a stam decay. Considering stamina recovery, resistances and ulti it provides, there is just no better option. The other option you can try is Thurvokin, which is not too bad, but Bloodspawn is just too much to let go. We are using a heavy head and light shoulder to get the Undaunted passive boost for our resources. The next set is Spriggan, one of the best sets for stam on no CP campaign. Gives us a lot of resources and damage with no penalty attached to it in any shape. We are using 3 pieces on jewelry and a 2-hand Nirnhorn Maul as our main bar weapon with Berserker enchant. A tip here for the Maul, don't buy it, but rather go to the Delve Klazar in Bankurai, and the Delve boss there has this weapon as a name drop, so you can basically grab it for free. I got mine on the very first attempt to get this weapon. Now the last set has also been around for some time, a really underappreciated set, but is really good in terms of damage. We are using 5 pieces of medium shield breaker. With extra stam, weapon damage and stam recovery, a really well rounded set, and 5th pace bonus, which gives us flat 6% damage boost to all our skills against all enemies but shields, where it doubles up to 12%. So in terms of penetration, 6% damage increase equals to almost 4000 penetration or 8000 against shields. You can buy this set from guild vendors or for Telvar stones in Imperial City Sewer. Costs about 5000 stones per piece, so not that expensive either. The other set I would recommend instead Shieldbreaker is Ancient Dragon Guard. I tested this set as well, along with of course New Moon Acolyte, but for me Shieldbreaker performed really well without any drawbacks such as 5% cost increase for New Moon Acolyte or losing 300 weapon damage under 50% health from Ancient Dragon Guard. All our armor pieces are impen, and on 3 big pieces I use prismatic enchants and rest with stamina. On back bar we are using a defending axe of Potentes and a Nirnhorn shield of the same. So basically on our back bar we have 3,500 of extra resistances, and enchantments do not matter on this bar because we are using double health drain poisons. Helps us putting a lot of pressure on the enemy as well as giving decent heal over time. For the potion I'm using a sense of immovability, which gives us 10 seconds of CC immunity as well as health and stamina. So this was my take on a stam DK in a nutshell. I have had really good time with this build, except for of course when you end up with the bad team, for example 3 Sorks, and they use you as a bait and spam their execute from another corner of the map. But in general, with a decent team in Battlegrounds, you would have a blast with this. So make sure to spend some time to get used to the build and skills in general, and if you have any questions or feedback, please make sure to post them in comments. I hope you liked the build and enjoyed the video, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for future content. I'll probably be working on a macro build next, let's see how it comes out. So see you soon in the next video, and till then stay safe and have fun. See ya!